Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to do a quick update since my last video of reviewing this Quinn Comfort Grip Extendable Scraper because I just came across this unit, which is the Hyper Tough 26-piece Extendable Scraper set. And they seem more alike than I care to admit. So I previously thought this unit was in a league of its own, but let's take a quick look at this Hyper Tough and let's see, is this the same? Is it different? Let's find out real quick. So diving in, Hyper Tough, many of you may recognize that brand. That is found at your local Walmart. Now this piece is a 26 piece. It has quite a bit more pieces than the Quinn, and we're going to dive into exactly what all those pieces are and how they play out here. So, first things first, design-wise, you put them side by side. They look very similar. They both have a push button. They both have extendable. I have not opened this yet, so we're going to open it together, take a look at what's all inside of here and how it compares to the Quinn. So let's take a gander. We'll cut this open. We'll see what all is included in this kit. All right, here's the unit itself. And we'll tackle this in here too real quick while we're tearing open the packaging. There are extra blades. Now, you may remember with the Quinn, you have these fixed blades, right? These are actually solid pieces of steel that are kind of, we'll say, cut to allow it to have a slight cutting edge, but they're more blunt than anything on the end. But I'm sure you could sharpen those. But what's unique about the Hyper Tough is you get a set of these box opening blades. Yeah, let's see how many it says we got here. 10 dual-sided non-marring scraper blades. So let's take a look at those. I actually feel like they might be even better than what comes in the Quinn. And I didn't show you guys last time. I apologize. In the Quinn, the rear storage is right here. There's this plastic piece that retains it, and then as you pull everything out, you can stack the blades on one side or stack them on this side as well. They fit right in there. Quite nice. So you can see how they place in there. Okay. So blade to blade. Let's see. Oh, this is noticeably denser on the back piece. And the blade itself, that gauge is slightly thicker than what this is. So if it comes down to the blades, you get 10 of these to one of those, and these are better. So we'll leave it at that for you guys. And then also inside this other blade carrying case is a full set of plastic scrapers. So we'll take a look what they call them here. Yeah. Oh, sorry. The 10-sided dual marring was the black ones. The 11 scraper blades are these ones here. So side by side, they do look to be manufactured differently. They have some dimples on here from, looks like the casting or pour. This has a slight detent. I feel about the same consistency. Actually, this one still feels slightly denser than these black ones. But you get 10 of these to one of these. So you do the math. All right, let's dive in and take a look at the actual Hyper Tough unit itself. Now, okay, it extends. It locks as you're going in. Not bad. Let's do a double quick review on this guy. Very similar. Yeah, very similar. No complaints there. And then, well, this is unique. I like this. You actually have an ability to hang this. Right, so for some of you guys use pegboards and hang your tools from them. This is nice because, I mean, I'm tugging on this pretty good. It is holding quite nicely. I'm not even sure if you could pull that right off of there. You have to unscrew to release it. That is a little bit tighter than I thought. Let's unscrew. Oh yeah. Pops right off. Okay. threads back down. I mean, guys, look at those side to side. So it has a finer polish to it. But I mean, those are so closely. And the buttons are a little bit different themselves. This one has a little bit smoother finish compared to that one. I don't know. So look at the scraper. This one has like a slow rolled edge compared to the one. We'll pull back out here. In the back, you can see them side to side. The Quinn has a sharper angle and a sharper point, whereas the Hyper Tough is more blunt. And you can actually see it. I'm gonna pull it here down here, guys. Sorry, it's not the easiest to see this with the chrome, but there you can see it right there. That is a very blunt tip. But I mean, if you're just trying to clean up material and you want something to last, that is a pretty good setup. Now, rubber-wise, yeah, it's got rubber overmolding. The Hyper Tough's a little bit softer rubber. And then you got these harder plastic. This is just silk screened on, right? As opposed to the Quinn being a molded plastic piece. So this goes all the way to the depth of the plastic. So this will last and not wear out easily. Whereas the Hyper Tough, I mean, just give it time. It's going to come off. But, I mean, for me, that's not that big of a deal. Grip-wise, they're both pretty solid. You have these ridges here on the Quinn. The Hyper Tough doesn't have them. But ergonomics of the Hyper Tough feel great. So, I do actually like the Hyper Tough. You can see here, but this is a raised plastic piece. That is easier to grab than, right? These are just little notches that you can't even grab on here. Right, so as you close this up, you actually just got to grab it as a whole and hope you get lucky. Whereas the Hyper Tough, that is quite easy to grab. Now, the Hyper Tough doesn't have what appears to be a retainer. Let's see if that's actually able to switch over. No, that does not switch over to be used on that. So, Hyper Tough, drop your blades inside there, and then just close it up. And they stay somewhat secure inside. I mean, the thread action up top for retaining the scraper bits is identical, although there's a slight difference. This has a little bit of a beveled edge to it, that screw. But the same idea is you can torque those suckers down. Let's try loosening it real quick, see how easy it is to pull these out. A little bit of resistance towards the end there. Take a peek. It is not releasing as well. There you go. Put that back. I got hung up with it at the end, but overall, guys, they function the same. I wouldn't be surprised. Look at the Hyper Tough. Once again, Hyper Tough is manufactured in China, just like the Quinn's manufactured in China. Everything else, I mean, even the design and the indentations are very similar in the necks. Right, as you extend them out, the widths are very similar. I would be surprised if these two are not manufactured in the same facility in China. So I wanted to show you guys. Now, the kicker between these two, Quinn is, at the time of purchase, $9.99. Although Harbor Freight likes to do its sales, so you can get these at a slightly lower discount. The Hyper Tough is $8 and some odd cents at Walmart. And you get these extra bits. So, and the design also include kind of this carrying case. I actually like it too, because if you have a sharp blade in there and you're worried about, stabbing something, say this is in your pocket or it's in your toolbox and you're worried about stabbing something, this is actually nice because you have a form of protection. Now, you will have to loosen up the set screw a little bit and then tighten it back down. But at least know that it locks in place. You're not going to jab yourself Yeah, that's a good design. I think all in all, if I were to buy these again and only get one, I would go Hyper Tough. I don't care if the silk screen wears off; they'll be fine. But overall construction, they are this. To me, they feel exactly the same, and I like the accessibility of this one, the additional blades, and the safety features of it. So, let's hear your guys' thoughts. Do you guys have either one of these two scraper blades? Do you have a preference? And am I making the right decision? Please, guys, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll be happy to get back to those comments as soon as you guys fire them off. So, anyways, thanks for joining in, guys. Check these out, and we'll talk to you soon.